Now, the Indian government has awarded a Sri Lankan newspaper publisher for its efforts to uplift the Indian origin Tamil community in the island nation. Sivakumar Nadesan is the second Sri Lankan to win India's top honour, the Pravasi Bhartiya Samman Award. The award is presented to overseas Indians and persons of Indian origin. Our correspondent Siddharth MP spoke to Sivakumar Nadesan about the importance of the Indian origin Tamils in Sri Lanka. Listen in.
Joining us on WION World is one Mr. Sivakumar Nadesan. The Indian government has accorded him the highest honour given to persons of Indian origin. This is for his work towards the upliftment of the downtrodden Indian Tamil community in Sri Lanka. Sir, thank you for your time. Kindly tell us, what are the greatest contributions of the Indian Tamil community to Sri Lanka? How have they made Sri Lanka what it is today?
Clearly, you know the word Ceylon tea. And it's these workers who were brought in by the British in the 1930s to work on the tea plantations who put Ceylon on the map with their blood, sweat and tears. In fact, if the King of England is drinking tea, who knows, he may be drinking tea from the tea plantations of Sri Lanka. So they have contributed greatly in building up a brand name for Sri Lanka. They have contributed also towards building roads, railways and bridges in Sri Lanka for communication. So the British have used the Sri Lankan, the Indian population to do much of their work.
When it comes to your work for the Tamil community, tell us how you worked with the Indian government and Sri Lankan government over the years to support this neglected community.
Our elected representatives have been dealing with the government. We ourselves have not, because we are so-called NGO. So the elected representatives have been working with the government in obtaining rights, the citizenship. People in the Indian origin people did not have citizenship of Sri Lanka for many years, and it was only in 1971 or 72 and finally in 78 I think they got complete citizenship, so that we are all now citizens of Sri Lanka. This is the fourth generation, so you can see how long they had to wait for citizenship. So now they enjoy equal rights thanks to our elected representatives in Parliament. So I must say the Sri Lankan government has been doing much to go, but we can do more. The Indian mission, we felt, needs to help us, because these people are of Indian origin. And India has done that. Premier Modi's neighborhood policy has spilled over to helping these people, not only giving the country credit and fuel and health, but medicines, but also to the Indian population that is living there. For example, we have the hospital that was built by the Indian government. We have schools that have been supported by the Indian government. We have houses that are being built. I think up to now about 14,000 houses have been built for these workers. So there's a change that's coming. Of course, we ourselves have to work towards this. So we are very happy that the Indian mission in Sri Lanka, the High Commissioner, His Excellency Gopal Bagley, has been very forward-looking in this. And I probably won't be getting this award if he didn't recognize the commitment that we all had towards this issue. And I'm only a reflection of this entire team. Thank you.
So with regards the ongoing economic crisis, the worst ever in the history of the island nation, how do you think this is impacting the Indian Tamil community, and what is the way ahead from this challenge?
Yes, the issues were the previous government, for whatever issue, stopped fertilizers, which is a big blow to the plantation industry, because the crops failed. They got less. Vegetables could not be grown. So it was a big hit against the agricultural work of the people, including the Indian workers who had their little home gardens in which to grow. So we are hoping that with the Indian government we'll be able to set up small dairy farms, agriculture, horticulture. These are all possibilities. And these are some of the things that we are hoping to approach the High Commissioner and seek Indian help. We are also looking at how to encapsulate the Indian ethos through a museum, where we can show them from where they actually came. Now today, if you ask any of the Indian origin kids, where did you come from, they would probably refer to a little town in the hill country and say, that's where I come from. Now, how do we take them back to their roots, their ancestry, and the pride with which their great-grandfathers lived in these villages in India? So we want to have a little museum, some place where we can introduce the concept of root and ancestry and give back the pride and make them come from behind the tea bushes into the mainstream.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.